Here's your story. Mbali was a tailor. She made clothes for people in her small town in South Africa. Every day she sat in her tiny shop sewing and fixing old clothes. She worked very hard, but she never had enough money. One day, Mbali found a shiny coin on the street. She smiled and picked it up. Maybe today is my lucky day, she said. She went up where they sold lottery tickets. With the coin, she bought one ticket. That night, Mbali sat on her small bed and turned on the radio. The lottery numbers were being called. Number 7, number 15, number 22. The man on the radio said. Mbali's heart started beating fast. These were her numbers. She checked her ticket again and again. I won! I won the lottery, she screamed. Her hands shook as she held the ticket. She was now a millionaire. The next morning went to collect her money. The bank gave her a big check. She could not believe her eyes. So many zeros. She was rich. News spread fast in the town. Everyone started talking about Mbali. Did you hear? The tailor is now a millionaire. People whispered. Men Mbali had never met before came to see her. They smiled and told her she was beautiful. Mbali, I have always loved you, said one man. Let's get married, said another. Mbali was confused. Before, nobody looked at her, but now that she had money, everyone wanted to be her friend. Were they being nice because they liked her or because she was rich? She decided to buy a big house. It had tall gates and a garden full of flowers. It was the prettiest in town. But Mbali felt the friends at the tailor shop were acting strange too. Come to what, Mbali, they said. You must still sew clothes for us. But I am rich now. I don't have to work anymore, she told them. One of her friends, Thandi, shook her head. Mbali, money does not love. Be careful, she warned. Mbali thought about Thandi's words. She saw how people only called her when they needed money. Some even cried to her, asking for help. One day, a man named Sibusiso came to see her. He was tall, kind, and had a big smile. I heard you are rich now, Mbali, but I don't need your money. I just want to know you. Mbali smiled, but in her heart she was scared. Could she trust him? Or was he like the others? As days passed, Sibusiso did not ask for money. He bought her flowers and made her laugh. Tell me about your dreams, Mbali, he said one evening. She had not thought about her dreams for a long time. I always wanted to open a big shop where I make the most beautiful dresses, she said. Then you should do it. Sibusiso said, not because you are rich, but because you love sewing. Mbali liked that idea. Maybe money was not the most important thing. Maybe she could still follow her dreams and find real love. But just when she started to feel happy, an old friend came running to her house. Mbali, there is trouble. Mbali's heart started beating fast. What happened? She asked. Her friend, Zanelli, was out of breath. Your cousin Sifo is telling everyone that you must Guinea. He says you're family and you must share your wealth. Mbali frowned. Sifo never visited her before she won the lottery. Now he was demanding money. She did not know what to do. That afternoon, Sifo came to her house. He was smiling, but Mbali could see that he must be. Cousin, I need money, he said. You have so much, and I have nothing. Mbali sighed. Sifo, I worked hard before I won the lottery. No one helped me then. Now M wants my money. Sifo folded his arms. So you won't help your own family? He asked, his voice rising. Mbali felt a headache coming. She wanted to help, but she also knew some people only cared about her money. I will think about it, she said softly. That evening, she sat outside and looked at the stars. Sibusiso sat next to her. You look sad, he said. Mbali nodded. Everyone wants something from me. I don't know who really cares about me and who just wants my money. Sibusiso was quiet for a moment. Then he said, maybe you should do something good with your money. Something that makes you happy. Mbali thought about his words. The next day she had an idea. She would open a sewing school for young girls who wanted to learn tailoring. She told Sibusiso about her plan. That is a wonderful idea, he said, clapping his hands. Mbali bought a big building and filled it with sewing machines and colorful fabrics. Girls from the town came to learn. They were excited and thankful. But not everyone was happy. Some of the men who had been trying to marry Mbali were angry. She is wasting her money on a sewing school, they whispered. One man, Themba, was especially upset. He had told Mbali he loved her, but she did not believe him. Now he wanted revenge. One day, Mbali's sewing school was in trouble. The lights went off and the machines stopped working. Someone had cut the power. The young girl screamed. What is happening? Mbali ran outside and saw a man running away. It was Themba. She felt angry but also scared. What else would people do to her because of her money? Sibusiso held her hand. Don't worry, Mbali, we will fix this. Don't let bad people stop you from doing good. Mbali took a deep breath. She knew Sibusiso was right. But deep inside, she still had one big question. Who could she really trust? And just when she thought things were getting better, she got a letter. Mbali held the letter in her hands. The envelope was white, and her name was written in big letters. She felt nervous as she opened it. Inside, the letter said, Mbali, you think you are better than us because you have money. But money does not make you safe. Watch your back. Mbali's hands shook. Someone was threatening her. But who? Was it Themba, Sifo, or someone else? She showed the letter to Sibusiso. His face turned serious. This is not good, Mbali. You need to be careful. Mbali nodded. I will not let fear control me. I worked hard for this life. I will not run away. But inside, she was afraid. Who could she trust? Even some of her own family members had turned against her. The next day, Mbali went to her sewing school. She saw the young girls working hard, stitching fabric and creating beautiful dresses. It made her smile. Just then, a police officer walked in. Miss Mbali, we need to talk, he said. Mbali's heart started beating fast. What is wrong, officer? She asked. The officer looked around and lowered his voice. Someone has been spreading rumors that you stole your lottery ticket. They are saying the money does not belong to you. Mbali gasped, but that is not true. I bought the ticket myself. The officer nodded. I believe you, but someone wants to ruin your name. You need to be careful. Mbali felt like crying. She never asked for this trouble. She only wanted a better life. That evening, Sibusiso came to see her. Mbali, I have an idea, he said. What is it? She asked. Let's find out who is behind all this. Someone is jealous of you. We need to stop them before they hurt you. Mbali wiped her tears. Yes, I will not let them win. The next morning, Mbali and Sibusiso went to a cafe in town. They sat at a corner table and listened to people talking. One man said, I heard Mbali is going to lose all her money soon. Another laughed. Yes, someone is making sure she pays for ignoring us. Mbali and Sibusiso looked at each other. They needed to find out who was behind this. But just as they were about to leave, Sifo walked in. He was laughing with them, but Mbali's heart sank. Was her own cousin working against her? She needed to know the truth. Mbali watched as Sifo and Themba sat at a table. They were laughing and talking in low voices. Her stomach felt tight. Was her own cousin really planning against her? Sibusiso leaned closer. We need to hear what they are saying, he whispered. Mbali took a deep breath. She stood up and walked past their table, pretending to look at her phone. As she got closer, she heard Themba say, Mbali thinks she is too smart, but soon, she will have nothing. Mbali's heart dropped. She quickly walked back to Sibusiso. It's them, she whispered. They are the ones spreading lies about me. Sibusiso frowned. We need proof. If we confront them now, they will deny everything. Mbali nodded. Then we must be clever. That night, Mbali came up with a plan. She decided to trick Sifo and Themba. She sent a message to Sifo saying, Cousin, I am in big trouble. The police are asking about my money. I need to leave town. Meet me tomorrow so I can give you something important. Sifo replied quickly. Okay, Mbali, where should we meet? The trap was set. The next day, Mbali and Sibusiso went to an empty building near her sewing school. They hid behind a wall and waited. Soon, Sifo and Themba arrived. Mbali had also asked a police officer to watch from a distance. She held her breath as she listened to them talk. Themba grinned. If Mbali is leaving town, we can take everything she has. Sifo laughed. Yes! And the people will believe us when we say she cheated to win the lottery. Mbali felt tears in her eyes. Her own cousin had betrayed her. Suddenly, the police officer stepped forward. That's enough. You are both under arrest for spreading false rumors and making threats. Sifo and Themba's faces turned pale. No, we didn't mean it, Sifo cried. Mbali stepped out. I trusted you, Sifo. You are my family. Sifo looked down in shame. I was jealous, Mbali. I thought you would forget about us. Mbali sighed. I would have helped you if you had just been honest. The police took them away and Mbali felt a weight lift off her shoulders. Sibusiso put his hand on hers. You did the right thing, Mbali. Now you can finally be at peace. Mbali smiled. But deep inside she knew this was not the end. Money had changed her life, but it also brought many troubles. She still had to be careful. Acting better, a strange man knocked on her door. Mbali's heart skipped a beat when she heard the knock. It was late in the evening, and she wasn't expecting anyone. Subasiso, who was sitting next to her, looked at her with concern. "Who could that be?" he whispered. Mbali stood up slowly and walked to the door. She took a deep breath and opened it just a little. A tall man in a black suit stood there. He had a serious face and a small scar on his left cheek. "Miss Mbali?" he asked in a deep voice. "Yes," she cautiously. The man pulled out a small envelope from his pocket. "This is for you." Mbali hesitated, then took the envelope. "Who sent this?" The man gave a small smile. "You'll find out soon." Then, without another word, he turned and walked away, disappearing into the night. Mbali quickly closed the door. Her hands trembled open the envelope. Inside was a letter, written in neat handwriting. "You think your troubles are over, but they are just beginning. You have something that belongs to me. I will be coming for it soon." Mbali's stomach twisted in fear. "What does this mean?" she whispered. Subasiso took the letter and read it. His face darkened. "This is a threat, Mbali. Someone still wants to hurt you." "But I don't understand," she said, shaking her head. "What do they mean? I have something that belongs to them." Subasiso looked at her thoughtfully. "Could it be about the lottery money?" Mbali's eyes widened. "Do you think someone is claiming my winnings are theirs?" Subasiso nodded. "Maybe someone thinks you stole the ticket, or that it should have been theirs." Mbali's mind raced. She had already dealt with Sifo and Themba. Was there someone else plotting against her? The next morning, Mbali went to the lottery office. She showed them the letter. An older woman named Mrs. Dlamini frowned as she read it. "This is strange," she said. "We have no reports of—" "But—" she paused. "But what?" Mbali asked, feeling nervous.